And this is how we get down. What's good, everybody? Welcome. It's a Friday, a glorious Friday. This is Coach and Company. It is your daily sports and sports betting show of record. If you want to be educated and entertained, you want to have a good time and learn a lot, this is where you want to come. We are live on Stadium and all of their platforms. Prime, DirecTV, YouTube TV, LG, Vizio. The list goes on and on. Now, a little bit of housekeeping. Before I bring my guys in over the course of the next 60 minutes, we've got our NBA showcase. We look forward to the Sunday NFL. Can we beat any of the numbers? And also a lot of topics in front page news. And it is, let me check my notes, day 12 on our countdown to Coachman as we unwrap the presents under the tree. Now, yesterday, we unwrapped a ton of cash because we had a great day here at the brand. Look at that. Yes, DG is the weakest link. However, if you're a premium member, and I encourage you to do it right now, because last night we cashed, 5, 6, 7 tickets on that show. Plus, we had a great time. So scan that QR code. And also, if you want to rep the brand on this Christmas, and I know we've been a little slow getting the merch out, but believe me, 2026, we will not be. But you can buy a piece of merch right now. There it is. Send us a picture so we can put it right up onto the show. If you are watching today on YouTube instead of Stadium, hit the like button on the way in. It really helps the show grow. All right, housekeeping is done. I am fired up for another winning day, but I need. Oh, there they are. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. Let's beat the books. I see the chat's already popping, and I got my guys today. First and foremost, he's got the best damn beard in the game, and the man is busy over there at Prize Picks. Soupy, what's good?
What's going on? Yeah, it has been a busy week preparing for the college football playoffs, the bowl games, getting all that stuff out for everybody who follows Prize Picks.
Hey, don't spend so much time on James Madison in Oregon. You could probably skip that one. All right, next, he's got Footy Friday coming up in about 5 minutes. What is that? If you're new, just wait and believe. It's called 5 Cash Tickets. He is live from the Dirty. Big Chuck, good morning.
Morning, Coachman Company. Nice to be back in the saddle. Yeah, big weekend ahead. It's already been a pretty nice week. There's some fluctuations in those European competitions, but yeah, glad to have the European back. Then a great NFL slate ready to get it going.
I'm mad at you. I am as a wrestling term, mad at you. Because now you've got me into hockey betting the last couple of nights, and I'm loving it. There's so many goals. There had to be 100 goals last night in the NHL.
Told you.
I know you did, damn it. All right, finally. He is a big part of what we do here. He is one of our associate producers. He's one of our incredible talents. You can see him all over the podcast. He's at SureDog USA. He's at another new job. The man never stops going. Mikey P, good morning.
Good morning, Coach. Don't bury the lead. Mikey Profits is here after I went 5-0 between the morning show and the premium last night. So thank you. I will actually take my flowers today.
I was going to allow you to have your own, so I'm glad you took that moment. That's how you use your 15 seconds that I didn't give you. All right, gentlemen, we can't sit here and pat ourselves on the back as Mikey likes to do. It's completely not my style, but we have to remember every day's a new day. I tell my son all the time, it doesn't matter what you did on 18. Today's a new day. So I ask you this question. Oh, the man is ready to lead. Mikey P, best bets. Slow, Soupy. Slow. Go, Mikey.
I am starting off with the Minnesota Timberwolves plus 1.5. Some big line movement on this one. When I went to bed at 12 a.m. Eastern last night, this number was plus 4.5. So it has moved 3 points up until this morning. I still like Minnesota no matter what. I know Steph Curry is back for the Timberwolves, for the Warriors, but I like the Timberwolves in this game. And then Brandon Miller of the Charlotte Hornets, over 25.5 points and rebounds combined as they take on the Chicago Bulls. No LaMelo Ball in this game. Brandon Miller will put up numbers.
Okay, I absolutely love those two plays. NBA taking center stage tonight. All right, I got 3 big plays with my guy, Soupy. You're up.
We are focused on Army and Navy. I usually bet the under on this game, but I might not this year because I love Navy in the -6.5. What makes them better than Army this year is that they are dynamic. They are actually can pass, they can run, and this year they are 12th in yards per play compared to Army, who are 126th. So let's focus on the two quarterbacks. Blake Horvath, over 225 pass plus rush yards. He's done this in 7 of 10 games this year. He is a dynamic guy for what is the armed service games that are usually in the triple option. And I'm going with Cale Hellams under 64 passing. Yes, 64 passing yards because he only has 500 for the year. He's averaging 39 passing yards per game because they do not pass the ball at all. I think it's going to be mostly run for Army, so keep him under the passing yards.
Did you really just play a passing prop that says 64.5? I don't know.
Watch some of the Army games. If you've watched some of these Army games, you're very confident in this one.
So what if it hits 65? Is that a cash?
It is not.
Well, you said
but
64.
I don't think it's happening.
You said 64. Is it 64.5 or 64?
It's 64.5.
Interesting.
It's on the screen right there.
Yeah, but that's not what you said. See, I listen to my guys. I listen to every detail. Because details what, Mikey?
Matter.
They matter. That's exactly right. So, Soupy, this is how you get it done. So, I'm going to have 2 plays today, both out of the NBA. When the slate, as the guys like to say, sucks, you got to dig a little deeper. So, Tyrese Maxey, over 28.5 at -110. Because tonight, they're home against the Pacers. Why didn't I play the total? Why didn't I play the team total? Because I can't trust the Pacers at all. So give me Tyrese Maxey against a very bad defense going over his point total. Then Cavs Wizards, a very important person in my life, once told me there's a lot more ways for an under to come in when it's large than an over. You've got to have 4 quarters of 60-plus points. That ain't happening tonight. The Cavs are starting to slow it down a little bit. Give me that under 243.5. All right, I'm seeing, let's see, 7. I'll say 5 and 2 would make me happy. But we've got 5 more. We like to put in a little bit of a package and call it Footy Friday. All right, Big Chuck, my cash register. We've got 3 plays, I believe, on Saturday. Let's start there.
EPL, Liverpool, Brighton. In Liverpool, having played midweek, and the Seagulls always giving them a hard time. I think we're going to see an offensive explosion. Go ahead and give me the over 3. They've actually went over the total in 8 straight in all competitions. Bundesliga, I got a doubler I put together. First, starting off with Hoffenheim, Hamburg. Hoffenheim, they were shut out for only the 2nd time last week on the season, so I think they're going to be highly motivated to get back to their scoring ways. Plus, they averaged 3.5 total goals at home. So go ahead and give me another over 3. And then Leverkusen, Cologne. I think this is the classic letdown spot. Leverkusen had a big result in the Champions League. I believe the Billy Goats are going to come out and give them all they can handle and get on that scoreboard early. Cologne, first half, team total over half a goal. Leverkusen have actually conceded a first half goal in 3 in their last 2 matches.
All right, Hamburg, I'm kicking myself. Last week, in their game, they had like 4 goals scored in 8 minutes. It was absolutely bananas. All right, we got to speed it up a little bit, Chuck. We got 2 more on Sunday.
EPL, I'm going back with another match where I'm going to fade a team that played midweek. West Ham, Aston Villa. West Ham traditionally owns this Aston Villa team. Give me the first half. Team total over half a goal for West Ham. Aston Villa have allowed 4 first half in their last 4 matches. And then France, Ligue 1. Marseille, Monaco, 2 weary legs playing midweek. I think that benefits the offenses. Defense is a struggle. Both teams are scoring over 2.5. That's come through in 8 of their previous 12 encounters.
Marseille scored a lot. Aston Villa had a game with 3 goals yesterday. I know, guys. It's just 2 next-level soccer cappers chopping it up on a Friday. It's just simply what we do. It's all what we do. But we also think about all of you at home because we like to give back. And we try to do it in several different ways. We like to unpack gift. Let me check my notes. And today is indeed, speak Jonathan, is the 12th day in our 25 days to Coachmas. All right, boys. I love to unwrap presents. Soupy, why don't we start it off with you? What are we unwrapping today?
I'm sticking with Army and Navy because this is what I love about college football. It's their tradition. They've been playing this game since 1890, and these guys aren't playing for big NIL deals. They're playing for bragging rights, and they're playing for pride. And that's why I love college football, steeped in tradition, even with some of the older rivalries like Yale Harvard that's been going on since 1875. This is what makes college football beautiful.
Wow. Do you guys feel like Soupy had to go to the library to get all those stats? Kind of felt that way. Harvard, Yale. Oh, great gift this morning, Soupy. All right, Big Chuck, what are we unwrapping for you today?
NFC East, and this still blows my mind that there has not been a repeat champion since 2004. Will this be the year that the Eagles actually buck that curse, or will the Cowboys chase them down for the crown with three games remaining in the season?
Wait a second. For as bad as the Giants, Commanders, and Cowboys have been, there hasn't been a repeat champion in 21 years in that division?
No, sir. Not since
That
the
is
Eagles
crazy.
won. I think they won 3 back-to-back. So
that kind of shows you how the Cowboys have been good at times. Good enough to win divisions, just not good enough to do squadoosh. All right, Mikey P, my guy. What are we unwrapping today?
Well, Coach, in the holiday spirit, I'm never going to sit here and say a sports schedule day sucks. So I'm going to say it's very light. And today is the perfect opportunity to never mind college basketball or the NBA, but it is December 12th. So it's a perfect day to take advantage of Not Without Hope coming out in theaters today. And then tomorrow, you have like 5, 6, maybe even 7 ranked matchups in college football, PFL, John Cena. So use your light day in sports to enjoy your family today and do a lot of sports tomorrow.
That's so right. You got to get everybody on the same page. You can't have wifey or the occasional husband out there that the wifey wants to watch all those things. You can't just walk in just blind, cold turkey. You got to have a plan. Mine was divorce. Whatever yours is good. All right, my present today. She's not watching. It's okay. I can say that. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. My present is actually from I'm regifting it. I'm a regifter today because the NFL schedule makers, boy, there's some smart people in the room, or maybe they're just lucky. Because I'll just give you 3 examples of how great the next 3 to 4 weeks are going to be. The Bucks, they blow a 14-point lead, but don't worry about it. They have the Panthers 2 times in their final 3 games. The Bears, they're going to earn it. Packers, 49ers, Lions, still left on their schedule. What about this? Colts, Rams, Panthers, 49ers. That's the Seahawks. Thank you, NFL. Thank you, NFL schedule makers. You guys are doing all of us such a service. All right, we're just getting started. As Mikey said, today's a very special day. This show is presented by Not Without Hope, in theaters today. Get your tickets right now, starring my guy. It's like looking in a mirror, Josh Duhamel.
Down for some deep sea fishing? Crack of dawn Saturday?
We're gonna be all right. We're 4 big, strong men.
Nicholas, it's Mom. I know you went out fishing this morning. This big storm's supposed to hit.
We have some men out on the open water.
4 men in the middle of a giant storm.
This is now a rescue mission.
No official. Weather getting worse.
Captain, is my boy still alive?
Hope is the strongest thing that we have.
Hang on! Oh, thank you to Not Without Hope. Real quick, Bruce, I see you in the chat asking about an NHL play. There's only 2 games today. We're going to start doing more NHL. Real quick, Chuck, do you like either one of those or leaning at all? Either one of those games today?
I'm not really feeling those. They don't really meet my criteria. We'll see what happens later, but as of now, I'm not really feeling it.
And by the way, Bruce, if you want more picks, my man Chuck, just go to his X page. He's got a side hustle that when you see the tweets, it's just like 60% green check marks. Doing pretty good over there, huh, Chuck? Yes?
No complaints.
Real quick, TJ Watt, hospitalized, lung. Mikey, what more can you tell us? Steelers are now sitting in first place.
Yeah, so he's likely to miss this week. They found a tiny hole in his lung, but it is not considered a long-term issue. But obviously, week 15, this is the last thing they needed to have happen to the leader of not only their defense, but the team as a whole.
Yeah, Soupy, they have Miami at home this week. Then they go to Detroit, to Cleveland, and then home to Baltimore. They need all their weapons.
Yeah, especially because this defense just hasn't been what we thought it would be. And TJ Watt is the heart and soul of that defense and of that team. Not having him on the field is going to be crucial for this week.
Now, by a raise of hand, who agrees with me? When the Steelers play well and Aaron Rodgers does something, I'm starting to understand as a Bears fan and anybody that had to watch him for 18 years, it might be the most annoying thing in sports to watch Aaron Rodgers point to nobody on the sidelines and then do the discount double check. Is anybody else annoyed like me? And I don't even really care about obviously the Steelers, but it just annoys the hell out of me when he's like, yeah, oh God, oh my God. Or that and blowing a 14-point lead. All right, here's what we're going to do. Chuck's going to drop into the chat. We've got a lot of topics that we're going to get into. All of you watching on YouTube, as I told you yesterday, we're going to be doing a lot more sports talk segments so we can kind of chop it up and have some really good content back and forth, maybe a little less betting as we lean into that. All right, we are back live on Stadium in just 5 seconds. All right, welcome back, everybody. Coach and Company live here on Stadium, Prime, DirecTV, YouTube TV. Coming up in about 15 minutes, we dive in to the biggest games of the weekend. And this might be the best NFL weekend we've had, certainly this year, but maybe in many, many, many years. So many big games this weekend. But there's also a lot of topics that we need to dive into. So, Big Chuck, he will jump into the chat on YouTube. If you have any questions for Charles, he'll answer them for you in real time. For the rest of us, we got to jump into front page news. All right, guys, the Baker Mayfield and the Bucs miss the playoffs this year. They can look at the last 2 weeks as a big reason why. But I was shocked last night, and I mean shocked, capital S, because I did not know that Todd Bowles had a pulse. And after the game, indeed, the Bucs head coach used the F-bomb 7 times in 30 seconds. He said it's inexcusable. 28-14, I had the Bucs minus the 4. I was already counting my cash. And all of a sudden, the great Kirk Cousins does it again? 29-28. Now, sure, I had a best bet. I hit the over. I felt that. Over 31.5 pass attempts. Hell, we were in the 50s. But it's not about me all the time. Soupy, what do we make of Todd Bowles saying, I'm going to say this to them? Do you believe that he did?
Oh, 100%. That was an absolute fumble of a game for the Bucs. They had that well in their hands. Atlanta just continually made mistakes. The penalties, close to 20 penalties, over 100 yards in penalty yards. That was a sloppy game by them. Missed two-point conversions. The Bucs should have had that game in hand, and they let it slip away.
I remember that there was a late fumble. They were up by 8, and there were 8 Bucs players and no Falcons players. And then they go, it was a tie. So I'm like, where was the Falcons player? Then you watch it back. All of a sudden, Bijan Robinson. That's the kind of stuff. They should have had that fumble with, 4 minutes to play. And Mikey, it was bad execution. But Todd Bowles' teams, he's a defensive guy. They're always like this, though. And this is why they never win.
Yeah, I agree. First and foremost, I didn't know Todd Bowles could say naughty words. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I was shocked. You were shocked he had a pulse. I didn't know he would swear. But we're all grown men, and grown men sometimes deserve to be chewed out, especially in the case of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield wants to put it on himself. Oh, he should. He threw a late game interception. The defense, we just talked about it. When there's 9 guys compared to Darnell Mooney and Bijan Robinson and a loose football, 9 guys should usually win. I'm just saying, that's just the math here. So Todd Bowles has every right to be mad, but maybe look in the mirror, Todd Bowles, just maybe once.
Yeah, Kyle Pitts, he's still on the field. He just scored another touchdown. How do we not guard him? You got no wide receivers, and you don't guard Kyle Pitts. And he scores 3 times, including getting his derriere on the bottom before his elbow on the sideline. Now, staying in football, but moving over to topic number 2, the SEC schedule came out, and we have been waiting with bated breath. And we now know that next year, September 19th, damn it, we're going to be doing a special. We're going to be doing a college football special because Ole Miss welcomes back their boy, Lane Kiffin, if he's still the head coach and not at Alabama. All right, Soupy, how excited are you for LSU Ole Miss next year?
I don't care about the SEC. I don't care about LSU. I don't care about Ole Miss, but I care about this game. I am be sitting on my couch, popcorn in hand. I just want to see the reception that he is going to get as he walks on the field. That's the most important thing because I think they will show their appreciation to Lane Kiffin for all the years that he coached the Rebels.
I saw this parody account, and it's very, very shady, but they were playing the song from our boy Ben Garrett that he referred to with they do a light show before the game. Mikey, if they have any guts, they put that song with the light show before that game on September 19th.
Well, let's not bury the lead. You just mentioned him, Coach. You want to really get on their Lane Kiffin side? Let Ben Garrett bring out the Rebels. Let's go, baby. I don't. The only thing I hope.
Oh my God! I just realized what you said. That would be amazing. Oh, can you imagine him? The Ole Miss flag. Oh, please continue. Didn't mean to ruin your flow.
No, it's fine. There's certain words I wish I could repeat right now and say he's home. He's home. But I am so excited for that game. I just really hope college football gets away with week 0 because I don't want this to be week 3.5 when it's LSU and Ole Miss. Like, let's go all in. Game day, big noon kickoff. Every single network has to be at Ole Miss for this one. Let's actually play it up to what it is.
Okay. I can't wait. Again, and to me, this is why Lane Kiffin is polarizing, because we're talking about him in December. Now, there's another polarizing head coach in college football. And apparently he's all in because now he's making personnel changes. Because it wasn't his scheme. It wasn't his leadership style. It was his offensive coordinator. That was the problem at North Carolina. Freddie Kitchens, at 51 years old, has been relieved of his duties. And my question to you, Soupy, is, did Boothing have anything to do with it?
They're going to say no, but you know that every single decision that is happening under the microscope of UNC has to do with her. They don't want to tell you. They want to say that this was Bill Belichick's decision, but we know who's really running the show there.
Oh, how much do you think TMZ would pay if there is a video of the confrontation between Boothing and Jen Belichick, his daughter-in-law? Would that be a $25,000 check? 50
on a light day?
On a light, I think you're right, Soupy. Oh, everybody films something. Mikey, what do you make of this move today at North Carolina?
First off, Soupy, I couldn't disagree with you more. What is she going to say? Honey, I don't think the running game is doing well enough. We need to get rid of Freddie Kitchens. I think what she said is, hey, Bill, our house isn't big enough. We need a new kitchen. And he goes, oh, Freddie Kitchens is fired. Like, oops. Sorry, Bill. Wrong move here. Bill's got to blame somebody. And I guess Freddie Kitchens is the first one on the chopping block.
Can you guys imagine what those evening dinners are like? I mean, what are we doing? Give me that reality show. And by God, if we come out with a teaser in January that says coming February 19th, what's it like behind the scenes at North Carolina? The January romance of Bill Belichick and Boo thing. Coming out. Oh, my. I will lose it. Absolutely. What's that?
On Tubi.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, topic number 4. And we talk about this one a lot in wrestling, the obscene ticket prices. And it's now come to the World Cup. And the reason it's such a big deal is because the World Cup is going to be in here, North America, next year. And we were promised tickets would start at $21. Then here in the States, promised they would start at $60. But now the real prices are out. And Soupy, we're talking basement, $180. Average, $700. If you want to go to the finals and you want to watch, I don't know, Argentina and Portugal, it's going to set you back minimum $4,100, $8,600 if you want to be front and center. Your thoughts, Soupy?
It's unfortunate that this is the way that sports have gone over the last decade or so. When I remember growing up, it was easy and accessible to go to a professional game. You could pay 20 something dollars for a ticket and you could go on a whim. Now, with these prices, you have to plan it. You have to save. You have to budget. It's taking away from the average fans that are actually passionate about these sports because now you're thinking more corporate. You want these corporate people. You want the networking. That's become the problem with sports. Yes, it is a business, but it's gotten too far to a business.
Well, that's what's happened to the Super Bowl. Is Super Bowl, you can't even, I mean, it's all corporate, or you're going to pay 10 grand on the resale market. Mikey, are you surprised that FIFA is getting so much pushback on these ticket prices?
Not surprised one bit. It's called capitalizing on the opportunity of bringing the World Cup over here. Hell, I'd rather go to every single Pelicans home game for half of those prices to go to 4 World Cup games. I mean, let's be honest. They're only capitalizing on what's right in front of them, the fact that it never comes here and it's every 4 years. So you can't be mad at them, but as an average consumer sports fan, you have every right to be upset.
I'm super excited because I'm, you know me, I'm a creative guy. I like to come up with ideas on the kind of content we can do. What can we do with Chuck? What can we do with the World Cup? There's going to be a bracket. It's going to be, I think, 6 weeks long, something like that. So we've got a ton of content coming in the afternoon. Quickly, we have a couple minutes left in this segment. Speaking of capitalizing, I saw one of the young streamers. Did you guys know they set up an entire store at the arena for Saturday night's main event tomorrow? The entire store is all John Cena gear. It's one of the most incredible things I've ever seen. They brought back Soupy. They brought back all of his old shirts, everything he's ever made. That is hoping and banking on a lot of sales.
Yeah, but that's why everybody's going. That's why everybody paid the exorbitant amount of money to see John Cena's last match. You're going to see John Cena, and those fans are going to, if I was there, yes, I would be all in that store, just piling up the shirts, and I would just say, hand my credit card, I'll cry about it later.
And that's exactly, Mikey, what they're doing. They're all in there, and I think every person is going to have at least one piece of merch on their person. It's a really incredible video.
Yeah, and, you know, it would behoove the WWE to just leave a shirt. I mean, NBA teams do it. Just leave a shirt for everybody at their seat. I'm just saying. For me, though, I'm wearing a Rock hoodie today. John Cena's his apparel's never appealed to a 33-year-old guy. So I'm going to be very interested to see the crowd, obviously there for him. But I feel a little bit differently about Cena merch.
Interesting. I can't believe you don't like Cena merch. Like, my heart hurts. Will you still listen to my little show called Off the Ropes? We're doing all John Cena today.
Every single day, Monday through Friday, 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern at Channel 156, Pro Wrestling Nation.
Oh, can't wait for Kiss Up Mountain. All right, coming up on, we're only halfway home for you guys tuning in for the very first time, and I see you. We got the numbers yesterday, last 2 months on Stadium. Man, I love when you hear that triple digits, plus 100%, plus 150%, because of all of you. So spread the word. Still to come, we dive into the NFL. This is the best weekend of games we've had this entire year. Not so much for the night in the NBA, but we can still find value. We break down at least one national game every single show. We'll do that coming up. This is Coach and Company right here live on Stadium, Prime, DirecTV, YouTube TV. We are presented by Not Without Hope, in theaters today, starring Josh Duhamel. Come on back. All right, you degenerates that continue to watch on our YouTube page. I just got word from Raphael that Tyrese Maxey is questionable tonight. He has an illness. Soupy, whenever you have a situation like that, what do? Do you wait?
You wait, especially with someone like Tyrese Maxey, because he is their best player. He is their primary scorer. So if he's not playing, that's a huge impact to the 76ers offense.
Well, let's say he is. What I got from Raphael is that he's under the weather. So, Mikey, if he's got a cold and it's a nasally thing, that really hurts your cardio.
It does. Maybe he can sweat it out just running miles and laps around the Pacers tonight. But I wouldn't be too concerned with him and his health. He's questionable, but I believe Maxey is a guy who will show up game in and game out.
By the way, Chuck, I know you were in the chat the last couple of minutes. Did you hear the shade that Mikey P gave towards the World Cup? Did you hear that?
I was kind of dumbfounded by that, but he'll come around. A lot of people do. That's why they fall in love with the sport. I know I did. So we just wait till the World Cup comes around, and they may even, I think it's in his city also. He may even catch a match.
I wouldn't count on that, but I will count on this. That when we're doing our World Cup shows, Chuck, and Mike goes, "Hey, Coach, I'd love to be a part of it." Oh, you guys are doing it 3. Oh, I'd love to. Oh, no. Do you remember December 12th when you threw shade at Chuck? And what are you acting like you didn't do that? We just sat here and watched you throw shade at the World Cup. And we are 2 next-level soccer cappers. It offends us. I'm getting ready to play Bundesliga 2 plays today. Only next-level cappers do that. My apologies, Chuck. Where's my NWSL picks? All right. We have plenty more to come. Are we officially at the passing of the torch phase? P words are difficult. We dive in right now. Let's go. We're back live in just 5 seconds. Okay, welcome back, everybody. We are halfway home. If you're watching us live in the East, it is 10:32. It is 7:32 out here on the West Coast. You're just getting out of bed, having a little cereal, maybe a little coffee. Say, man, I want to start my day with a little energy. Laugh a little bit, learn a little bit, get me set for the day, the weekend in sports. That's exactly what we are. Not Without Hope on board with us in theaters today. We throw up the QR code periodically throughout the show. One programming note. Saturday night, we're going to make it free for everybody on our BTT YouTube page. We're going to have a watch along for the last night in the career of John Cena, who I traveled with, worked with. I wrestled in a tables match with. He ends his career tomorrow, so you'll want to tune in for that. Free for everybody, not just our premium members. All right, big weekend in the NFL, so it's time to kick it off. What a huge weekend. We're going to start with a game, and I just want you guys to piggyback right down the line. The question is this. The Pats are the number 1 team in the AFC across the board, and obviously in their own division. Now, the Bills are still in the playoff hunt, but only the wild card. So, Soupy, my question is this weekend an official passing of the torch?
It could be. It depends on if Drake May can beat the Bills twice, and he's got the rest advantage. They had their bye week last week. I've looked at the weather. It's going to snow in the morning. It's not going to snow around kickoff, so the snow will not be an impact. I think that the Pats can get it done. I believe in Mike Vrabel with a bye week. I think that the Pats are going to win this game.
I'm going with the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen. I can't count out the reigning MVP, no matter how bad they've been at times. I'm all in on Buffalo. Keep that torch in Buffalo for at least one more season. They've been there. They've gotten to the playoffs. This is newfound territory for the Patriots.
I like the Patriots. I think it was the passing of the torch when they beat them in Orchard Park. That kind of sent out the signals right then. I definitely like the Pats in this one, especially any team coming in winning 10 straight. And I think we see points in this one also.
They are fighting for that number 1 seed. And I have a tendency to lean towards the Patriots with Chuck because I think they've shown at every single turn that they have a coaching staff that's really, really good. They've got a quarterback that's very old school. Certainly never compare him to Tom Brady, but he is their franchise quarterback. He makes all the plays. He's athletic, and I think he's really starting to get the belief and the buy-in from the rest of the team. If they win this weekend, guys, they will go to 12-2. You've got the Broncos, who are also sitting at 11-2. So these games are absolutely incredibly important. Real quick, Mikey, let me come right back to you. Just one more on this one. Do you think Drake May has the maturity to handle this rarefied air when they know how important that number 1 seed is?
We'll find out on Sunday. I think what Drake made to his benefit, what he does have is Mike Vrabel, who's been not only with this franchise as a coach now, but as a player, and he's been in these high-level games, and he can share that experience not only as a head coach, but as a player in Foxborough, welcoming in the Buffalo Bills. So Drake May, I believe he's mature, but I think having Mike Vrabel really helps him more than anything.
Patriots have an incredibly favorable schedule. They have Buffalo. They go to Baltimore. Certainly not what it was in the past. To the Jets, and then they close against Miami, who's playing better, but that's about as easy as you could ask for if you're trying to get to the finish line. All right, we'll go back to Soupy. Let's flip it over to this next one. Speaking of the Broncos, they are home. The 425 slate is absolutely incredible this week. This is one of them. Packers, they're in first place by a half of a game, coming off their win against the Bears. So, Soupy, this is a battle of first place teams. Should the Broncos be the underdog?
I think they should, because I believe that Jordan Love is the better quarterback. I love the way Bo Nix has progressed over the last couple of years. I just don't think that he just has just that aspect that makes him a franchise quarterback yet. I think he has the talent, but he's not there yet. I think Jordan Love has it, and I believe in this Packers pass rush. They are going to get to that offensive line as good as the Broncos offensive line is. I think they're going to give problems to Bo Nix all day.
There is not a single defense I like more currently besides the Houston Texans more than the Denver Broncos. So I see Jordan Love having more experience and maturity. I don't need Bo Nix to be good if I'm a Broncos fan. I need this Broncos defense to continue playing as they have all year long. And Josh Jacobs, he's had an MRI this week. Can you imagine not going into this game, this all-important game with your star running back? So I would be weary of the Packers. I like the Broncos at home in this one.
This one kind of threw me off because the look-ahead line was going to make the Broncos the favorite. That's making why I like the Packers even more in this one. And I think with these two defensive teams, I think we could potentially see a sneaky over. I would look for some points in the Packers.
It's interesting because the Broncos have been that team, and it always seems like there's one that kind of teeters on the edge, that is always playing with fire. I believe of their 11 wins, they've trailed in 9 of them, which is an astounding number. And I really feel like the Packers the last few weeks have really started to step up as far as how they're playing as a team. They're not an offensive juggernaut, but last week the over did come in. I think, Chuck, that I'm kind of with you on that sneaky over, because if the Broncos jump out, Jordan Love has that quality to be able to come back. Let's flip it over to what I think will be the game of the day on Sunday. And this one is fascinating in so many different ways. You got the Lions at 8-5 that right now, if you look at the wild card, they are the number 4 team. 9-4 are 2-3. So, Soupy, I'll start with you, because the Rams are fighting for the number 1 seed. And you could argue that they're playing like the number 1 seed, except there's that Carolina game that just kind of sits in between all these great performances. Do you are you worried of a letdown like we saw against the Panthers?
I was thinking about that Carolina game too, but besides that, everything that I've seen from the Rams to me looks like the Super Bowl team from a few years ago. Matthew Stafford is looking vintage right now. They can run the ball, and that defense looks like the defense from those Super Bowl years. I think the Rams are the best team, and Jared Goff, despite playing in a place he's familiar with, I never trust him playing outside.
I would argue that Rams defense is good, but they don't have Aaron Donald on the field. I still like the Los Angeles Rams to win this game. I'm happy we're no longer going and talking about the reunion of Jared Goff versus Matthew Stafford. Like, thank you. That narrative is dead. Finally, one of them is really, really good. One of them is okay. And I think Dan Campbell's time is ticking in Detroit. They have to have this game not only for their season, but I believe for their head coach's future as well.
I definitely don't think this is a letdown spot. If anything, this is one they probably had circled. But then they had to do that West Coast to East Coast trip. That's always tricky for teams. So that was the ultimate letdown spot for them. They had come off a big victory the week before. I think this is a spot where the Rams send a signal to the rest of the league. And I think another one. You just picked ones where we see more points.
It's fascinating when you talk about the Lions or the Chiefs or these teams that have been perennial playoff teams. And it's inevitable because you go through the peaks and the valleys. That's just what happens. But if you're Detroit, you felt like they had all this momentum, didn't we? They have all these big wins, and Dan Campbell's the guy. And we talked about it on this show a year ago, right when we got started. We said at some point he either has to coach like a champion or he's going to be shipped out of town, because playing for a rah-rah guy will only be rah-rah when you're winning games. So what happens here, guys? We're at 8-5. And I would argue that the two losses, Philadelphia, Green Bay, with a better head coach, they would have won both of those games. And now Dan Campbell, he can't stand up there anymore and go, yeah, we gave those 3 points away. Yeah, those 3 points. Well, guess what? 6, 9, 12. Be better. This one, I don't know about the total. We're going to talk about it Sunday morning, but it's going to be a lot of fun. But Dan Campbell's certainly in the hot seat. No doubt about it. All right. This last one, I never thought that these words would come out of my mouth. Phillip Rivers on Sunday. What can we expect from him? 44 years old, on track to start for the Colts, who are only one back in their division. And they play a Seahawks team that is very much alive in the playoff hunt. Could you ask for a worse team to go against, Soupy, if you're coming out of a 5-year retirement at 44 years of age and you're out of shape?
I have the Seattle defense on some of my fantasy teams, so I see the stats that they're putting up. They are crushing opponents. They are getting the turnovers. They are scoring points on their own for that team. Yeah, this is a terrible scenario for Phillip Rivers in his first game in 5 years. I'm sorry. I just love the Seahawks to just run away with this game.
Not only is it a credit to the Seahawks defense, I think I've been the only one saying all week long that I can't stand this Phillip Rivers narrative, on top of the fact that Riley Leonard has been a full participant in practice his last 2 days. So we just forget the fact that we have a healthy quarterback who's been with the team all season. Sorry, the 44-year-old guy who doesn't know his weight is a better spot here for him. No, I like the Seahawks roll in this game, and I hope we don't talk about Phillip Rivers after this.
Love the Seahawks in this one. This is the don't overthink it, just grab it. You may even get a discount on this number, because once Sunday comes out and they really confirm who the quarterback is, that line could continue to go up. And I think the Colts team total under is another way to look at that. I don't see them scoring many points, and I could see a one-way traffic with the Seahawks team. And I know what they did to my beloved Saints. I can only imagine.
I'm a little surprised it went down from yesterday. We had it at 14, or Tuesday, we had it at 14. I see like 45-17, something like that. This is I don't care if Miles Leonard is playing or if it's Phillip Rivers. They're going to destroy them anyway. But, Soupy, did Mikey P just criticize one of my topic for this today? Is that what I just heard? I hope we never talk about this again.
He's dogging FIFA, dogging John Cena. He ascended Kiss Up Mountain a little bit and then fell right back down.
Off a cliff. Completely off the cliff. What are we doing? Does he even want to be here? That's what I feel right now. And you see that look on his face right now? You know what I call that?
I know.
What would that look be from you, Mikey P?
My poo-poo Phillip Rivers face.
Yeah, it's your poo-poo Phillip Rivers face right there, ladies and gentlemen. Go show your kids. Don't do this. All right, we've got NBA tonight. We got 2 games. Did also you know that Detroit, yes, not the Lions, the Pistons are a first-place team. It's hard to believe. We dive in next. Also, we lock it in. We're having a great time. Thanks for hanging out with us. This is Coach and Company Live, as always, on Stadium. That right there, like, why the hell are we watching a bunch of small white dudes running around playing basketball? Because the whitest of the white dudes is Tom Brady's son. Looks just like him, too. And apparently he's got some skills. Soupy's got some skills.
Yeah, he wasn't that bad. I mean, when your last name is a Brady, you're going to have some athletic ability. I mean, Tom, not only was he drafted in the NFL, but he was drafted by Major League Baseball. He was a former Montreal Expo. So that multi-skill in sports is paying off.
Clearly, Mikey, were you surprised when you saw that video?
I have two takeaways from that video. One, there's no Zion Williamsons on the court going up against a young Brady. And two, I've got no chance against a young Jack Brady because you see the size of those guys? Yeah, same guy. I'm getting blocked all day long against them.
You always have those mismatches in 6th to 8th grade. You got that one dude who's 6'2", and everybody's doing this. Chuck, your thoughts?
I'm interested to know his age. He's probably got held back one of the years, so he's probably a year older than everyone at a private school. So, yeah, that tends to happen. I'll be interested to see how his game develops down the road.
Are you saying that rich people like to position their kids in a situation to achieve greater things? Is that what you're saying?
I've seen it happen.
I live in that world out here. We have these. Oh, he's 18 apparently. All right, that changes the whole narrative. He's not even dunking. Come on, he's 18. I think he's the kid he had with Bridget Monahan. I don't think that was with the second wife. I think that's his first one. And she was on Blue Bloods, one of my favorite shows that CBS canceled. Thank you, CBS. Thank you, Paramount.
Was that show on for like 12 years?
Yeah, it was me and my dad. That's what we connected on. We got Boston Bloods now. We're back in 5 seconds. All right, welcome back, everybody. Locking it in about 5 minutes. If you weren't here at the top of the show, don't even worry about it. We got all of our best bets, and today, 12 different for you. So that's coming up in 5 minutes. But at this time, every single day, we like to focus on a couple of the better games in the association. It's time for our NBA showcase. If you ask somebody walking down the street, who's the first place team in the Eastern Conference of the NBA, how many people would say the Detroit Pistons? I would say not very many. That's indeed where we find ourselves at 19-5. The Pistons hosting the Hawks tonight, Soupy. And the Hawks sometimes are a welcome dance partner. Here are the numbers. Your take.
I think that the Hawks are a very good team, even without Trae Young. They've been playing close games, including against the Pistons. They only lost by 1. I think in this game, they're going to make the adjustments that they need. It's going to be a tough defensive game. Both teams scored 100 in the last matchup, but I think this time I'm taking the Hawks to win. I will take that plus money line.
I would argue, Mikey, that the Hawks are better without Trae Young in the lineup. Is that crazy?
No, it's not crazy. I think Trae Young is one of several young point guards we will see come up in trade rumors, John Morant being another one of those. But to this game, Soupy, I couldn't disagree more. Minus 7.5 for the Pistons, and I don't think it's close. No Trae Young, no Kristaps Porzingis tonight. I know those guys and their health cannot be relied on, but this Detroit team is rolling. Jalen Duren will have a night tonight.
I'll get back to that in a second. Big Chuck, your take?
I actually like the Hawks in this one. They kept it close last time. They tend to play this team tight, so I'm liking them. And the worst thing that could ever happen to Trae Young was him getting hurt. Now that probably cost him the bag also coming up in contract negotiations. So definitely like the Hawks, but it was a defensive battle the last time they played. I think we see points in this one also. So a sneaky over in the Hawks.
Chuck, do you smell that? You smell that? It smells like a showdown. Smells like a showdown. But alas, nobody's jumping. There are no frogs today. Okay. Oh, no, not now. Not now that I said it. I gave you 5 seconds. Let's flip it over. That's weak sauce, boys. Weak sauce. Late game. Legend. Back. Steph Curry. They're barely a 500 team. Minnesota's starting to get their legs. So explain to me, and maybe it's because of Anthony Edwards. I don't know. But Soupy, right now, Minnesota's a better team than Golden State.
Minnesota's a better team than Golden State right now just because they have the better talent. What the Warriors do is they rotate a lot of players. There's nobody getting 30 minutes on the Warriors. A lot of their bench players are averaging 20 minutes per game, but this is a slow paced team. Both are. That's why I think I would take the under in this game, but I just think that the Timberwolves can stretch the court better with their length, and I think they're going to do a lot better than the Warriors. I'm going to take the Timberwolves to win.
You said the Warriors are going to do better than the Warriors?
Timberwolves are going to do better than the Warriors.
Interesting. Mike.
I don't care if Anthony Edwards has right foot soreness and is questionable for this game, Coach. Rudy Gobert is still on this team. Julius Randle is still on the Minnesota team. You have Draymond Green. What's he going to do? Punch Gobert in the kneecaps? Like, no one on Golden State can defend Rudy Gobert. Julius Randle is a threat from everywhere on the court. So Anthony Edwards or no Anthony Edwards, the fact that Minnesota's at plus money, I'm all over them tonight.
This is the Steph Curry effect. They don't want to believe that Steph Curry's over the hill when he comes back. That they believe he's a game changer. He's not. It's time. What did I say, 12? Yeah, we've got time. Let's lock it in. All right, boys, 10 seconds or less. 1 or 2 nuggets is all that I need. Mikey P, start us off.
I'm all over the Minnesota Timberwolves at plus 1.5. Steph Curry is a difference maker, not enough to get the Warriors to win tonight. And then give me Brandon Miller over 25.5 points and rebounds as the Hornets take on the Bulls. No LaMelo Ball. Brandon Miller, I expect him to step up.
Soupy, 3 plays, go.
Taking Navy minus 6.5. I think they're a little more dynamic than Army because Blake Horvath has that passing ability in his back pocket, and that's why I'm taking him over 226 pass plus rush yards. He's done this in 7 of 10 games this season. Cale Helms, he ain't going to be passing under 64.5 passing yards. Yes, I've said that to a guy who's averaging 39 passing yards per game.
All right, if you're going to cash with the coach, and I was 2-0 yesterday, I'm just one of, if not the hottest capper on planet Earth. So, Tyrese Maxey, he's questionable. So, check the starting lineups before you make this play. I love him tonight against the Pacers, whose defense stinks. And then Cavs Wizards under 243.5. The books have not caught up yet with the pace that the Cavs are slowing down to. All right, we got 5 more plays on the pitch. 3 Saturday. Big Chuck, let's start right there with Footy Friday.
EPL, Liverpool, and the Seagulls, they always give the Reds all they can handle. I think we see an offensive explosion. The over is cashed in 8 straight between these two in all competitions. Then the Bundesliga, I got a doubler. I got Hoffenheim and Hamburg. Hoffenheim are shut out for only the 2nd time last season. I believe they're motivated to get back to their scoring ways. Another over 3, they averaged 3.5 total goals at home on the season. And then Leverkusen, Cologne, letdown spot for Leverkusen. I like the Billy Goats in this one to score early. Cologne, first half team total over half a goal. Sunday, going back to the EPL, West Ham, Aston Villa, fading another team that played in Europe midweek. West Ham, first half team total over half a goal. Villa has conceded 4 first half goals in their last 4 matches. And then lastly, France League on. Marseille, Monaco, both teams to score. This one's come through in 8 of their previous 12 meetings.
One of the things I enjoy doing the most is tweeting out over the weekend. Chuck just hit another one. Quickly in college basketball, right now we've got 4 teams at the top that remain undefeated: Arizona, Michigan, Duke, and Iowa State. So, Soupy, we got a couple minutes left. So much going on this weekend. What's going to be on in the Soupy household?
Absolutely, Army and Navy, and I will be a little emotional watching John Cena's final match.
Are you going to watch our watch along while you're watching them?
It will be right on the screen next to me, of course.
I had to remind him of that, Mikey. That should have been the first thing out of his mouth. Mikey, what are you watching this weekend?
I will have Peacock on mute as I watch the Coach and Company, Coach and Bro watch along, BTT Studio watch along for, I don't care. I'll climb that mountain all the way up. I made a couple mistakes. I have to today, Soupy. I will go see Not Without Hope tonight, and then I will be watching the watch along. Other than that, we'll wait for Sunday.
And Big Chuck, other than feeding me private plays, what are you going to be doing this weekend, big dog?
We have double football, not only international, but we have the NFL as well. So I think that's going to take up majority of the time. We might have some bad weather around here, so it's going to force me to have to consume more than I probably would normally.
Yeah, the weather's been bad in a lot of places. Indeed, off the ropes today, if you guys are so kind, if you are a subscriber to SiriusXM, channel 156, it's going to be all things John Cena. Also, we had a young kid. If you haven't watched the interview on our BTT channel, his name's Steven. He's an amazing young man. He's had a debilitating health issues, and he claims, and you see it in the documentary, that John Cena saved his life. It is an incredible interview. We're going to have him on the show today. Mikey, you do a lot of these wrestling shows with me. What do you expect Saturday night with the Cena saying goodbye?
I'm not looking at the internet anymore. I don't want any rumors. I want the element of surprise, the king of pops, the finger point of doom. But in all seriousness, what I really hope is at the end of it, at the end of his match, everyone is out on stage giving him his flowers.
And I do too. Gentlemen, well done today. Well done. Give me that one shot. It's now time for all of you to go out into the world, for you to pay it forward. Be kind to one another. Let's have a great time and understand that with all of this that can go away at any moment, we've got to be grateful and understand there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. Remember, watch along, 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time, Saturday night. From an entire crew, damn it, do I love them all. My man, Mikey B. Soupy. Big Chuck, producer man behind the scenes, always making the show look like $1 million. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's what we're all about. We want to have a great time, educate and entertain. Not Without Hope. In theaters today. Go see it. Support the show. And live as always on Stadium. Take care.